Spencer, welcome to the cave. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Scientizer Fred, we're about a week away before School Spirits debuts on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it.
There's been a lot of hype on this show, a lot of hype.
Yeah. I just can't wait for people to finally see it. I feel like it's something that, it's only just been ours, and now it's time to share it with everyone.
Right. And I watched the first two episodes the other night from the screeners, and I love it. I love how it's like dark and everything, but at the same time, we're following a nice storyline, nice mystery to it.
Yeah. I feel like it's got a good pace to it, and it's cool to finally see it. Uh, yeah, I'm really excited.
So before we jump more into the show and about your character and everything, learn a little bit more about you, about Spencer. Saw that you grew up in Canada, started acting at a young age. What pushed you to this?
Well, my sisters are both like awesome singers, and they got into musical theater, and I copied everything they did. So I started doing musicals, and I guess from there I kind of just found my agent and started auditioning, did Degrassi, and kind of never looked back.
Right. Did you ever think about singing and everything, go following their footsteps, or you went the opposite way?
I love singing, but I used when I was a kid, I used to be like pretty good at singing, but I guess with like puberty and all, my I kind of lost a lot of my vocal ability. But I would still love to sing, but yeah. I don't
Growing up in
know.
Canada, no hockey. Hockey didn't get pushed on you. I've had other Canadian actors on where their parents were like, they try to push me in hockey and sports, and
Yeah, I did a little bit of hockey when I was younger too. I feel like that's like a rite of passage thing for every guy from Ontario. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't really stick. I wasn't very good, to be honest.
so when you chose the path of get into the acting career, everything, how did your family and parents feel about this? Or they try to tell you to maybe think of another backup plan or anything?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I was very lucky that my parents were just like really supportive, and kind of always, let me see how far I can go with this. But uh but yeah, man, that's fair. It's a blessing for sure.
Right. What is there anybody you look up to in the acting world? Would you like how do you like make your craft better? Is there somebody you study that you watch their movies, TV?
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm like a fan of so many actors. I love like Jake Gyllenhaal. I love Andrew Garfield a lot.
Okay.
I love so many actors. Feel like that's like a big part of why I like doing this so much. Is just like, seeing other people doing it and learning from that.
Yeah. What are you binging these days? What do you enjoy watching?
What am I binging? I really like Severance. That
Okay.
was really good. I'm binging Always Sunny in Philadelphia right now. I'm not sure if you ever watched it. It's
Oh
so
yeah.
funny. Yeah. So I'm a bit late to that train, but I've probably watched like 10 seasons of it in like 3 weeks. So
Wow.
that's like my that's like my life right now.
So what's Spencer's goal? You've done the acting and everything. Is there like a special role that you kind of hope you get your hands on one day or work behind the scenes?
Man, I my goal is just to keep working with like awesome people. Just I mean, like this job that I just did was just kind of such a pinch me moment. Everyone on it was just so talented, and I think that that's kind of a goal, I guess, for the future, is just to keep working with, like-minded, kind, and cool people.
Now you've worked on some awesome projects. You mentioned Degrassi. You've done. I wrote down here Northern Rescue, American Gods. What's been like your favorite so far? What do you feel like is your biggest accomplishment so far in the industry?
Hmm, great question. I really enjoyed working on this show I did like years ago called Rain,
Okay.
um, where it was just like a cool job because I had like a British accent, and I was like the king of France playing like a historical figure, and like just felt like a big stretch and a big challenge. And so I kind of look back on that, and that was a real blessing to get to work on that show for sure.
So what do you think is like your biggest strength as an actor?
Hmm. Um, well, it's funny because like with like I feel like with film and TV acting, it's you're kind of a lot more like constricted by your hit, by your
Mhm.
like physical attributes or whatever. Whereas like in theater, I could play an old man, I could do,
Yeah.
uh, so I feel like yeah, with like film and TV, I feel like a strength is like I've got a bit of like a shady look about me. So I feel like those kind of characters work. But yeah, man, I love I love doing like impressions. I love like figuring out
Really?
voices. So I feel like a strength maybe is like I love to find like a very specific voice for a character. That's
Mm.
kind of where I'll
I
start
gotta
along.
I gotta put you on the spot then. What's your favorite impression you think you've done?
Oh, okay. I don't know if I can do it now, but while we were doing this show, I had like these little impressions of all the different cast members and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was really fun. I don't know, I had like a Jay Baruchel, like like
That's
I don't
awesome.
know.
So so we have School Spirits premiering soon. I mentioned I watched the first few episodes. This is based off a graphic novel too. What do you think is going to make this show so special where people are going to tune in to watch it?
Well, I think that it's the idea of like the supernatural has been obviously touched upon before, but I think what this show does and what was immediately evident upon reading like the first script is that
Yeah.
it's like a big subversion of that idea. A lot of the funny comes from the world of the dead, and like
Mhm.
the grim, sobering reality comes from the living. And while there's archetypes that are present, I feel like they're all very done in a very original kind of way. So I think that people are in for a surprise. I mean, I don't think it's exactly what people are expecting, which is exciting.
Mhm. So we see you as Xavier. Can you tell us about your audition? Do you remember your audition?
Yeah. Yeah. So I auditioned for this at the beginning of 2022 and I sent in a self tape. And then, didn't hear anything. And then I tried it again in May and long process of I did a chemistry read with Peyton and then with Kiara. And yeah, I finally figured out I booked it. I remember though when I first auditioned, the character description was like a very interesting. It said something to the effect of like Xavier's the kind of guy who based his whole personality off of James Dean and Rebel Without a Cause, but
Really?
he fell asleep 5 minutes into the movie. And so I feel like that kind of sums him up. He's like, yeah, he's a very like kind of tough guy to get a read on, I guess.
Mm. So what drew you to the role then? Like, how did you prepare to play this character?
Um, yeah, I mean, I feel as though, especially in the first few episodes, there's a huge like difference between the flashback version of him that you see
Yeah.
and the present day version. And I remember talking with like the creators when we were doing it, just about like figuring out the similarities and the differences. I find that to be like a really like a cool challenge, and it's interesting to watch as a viewer too, because it's like
Mm.
you see why Maddie would have liked him in these flashbacks, and you see someone that has personality, and then when you see him around everyone else, he's just a very closed off. I think that kind of juxtaposition was just fun to play with, so that was enticing from the jump.
What do you love about Xavier?
I think I love how dry he is. Um, he's got a very, very dry sense of humor. Like, I don't know. It's I also, yeah, I love that I keep saying, but like that polarizing, unpredictable nature
Yeah.
to him. I feel like that I just love watching characters like that where you can't really get a read on what they're thinking. It's all kind of like up to interpretation, I guess.
Mm.
I like those kinds of roles, I guess.
How many episodes are we expecting on this season?
8 episodes.
8 episodes. So can you tease like Xavier's journey throughout this season without giving us spoilers, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's fair to say that like he's a dude going through a lot of regret and a lot of grief. And
Yeah.
I think this season is kind of like his journey towards redemption in a lot of ways. So yeah.
And also he's one of the suspects also on the show.
Yeah. So I mean, it's complicated. It's a very, very complicated situation, and I think that he's really misunderstood as the viewer, as a lot of the other characters in the show. Like you have every reason to want this kid to be guilty. So, I it's gonna be funny seeing how people react to it.
No,
I'm half expecting like pitchforks and torches outside my door, but I don't know. I don't know who's to say.
right. Well, if you wake up the next day on Instagram, you got a lot of DMs. You know you're going to be there for a long day answering those questions back. What we mentioned Peyton List plays Maddie, your girlfriend on the show. How do you describe now that chemistry between you two?
Yeah, Peyton's such a talented actress, and such a cool person. I mean, from the jump, I feel like we just wanted to create something that's really like really real, and they act different around each other than they do around anyone else. And I think that it's a lot of like this is like an expression that I'm not sure is very like common, but I would describe it as like nan and a boo boo.
Okay.
You know, like when you're on like a playground and like, you know, the girl teases the boy, whatever, when you're young, and it's like nan and a boo boo. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel this relationship is. It's very like whole and like, but it's cute in a lot of ways. It's very like high school, you know. Yeah.
What do you think was the most challenging scene that you filmed throughout the series that you're allowed to tell us about?
Challenging scene. I don't want to. I don't know how much I want to give away. I feel like there's a lot as it goes on, where there's a lot of different things at play. But as far as like the first few episodes, I mean, the first scene that we shot was challenging, just because starting in first day of school, like that whole energy is like it's a little bit daunting, I guess, and so I mean, the first scene I shot, which was like in the truck in the first episode, that was a little bit intense, but it was very quickly a lot of fun because Max, the director, and everyone was just so chill.
So you mentioned 8 episodes. Is there a specific scene or episode that you can't wait for the viewers to watch?
I mean, the last one. I really am excited for everyone to see the finale, because I think it goes in really interesting places, and yeah. So I mean, I gotta say the last one.
Right. Now, is this a show that's limited, only one season, or is there possible more seasons?
I really hope that we get to do more. I think without saying too much, there's room for more, and I mean, I'll be the first one to be there. So yeah.
So Spencer, the actor, what are you hoping for the audience will remember after watching your performance on this series?
Sorry, my chair keeps squeaking. It's like sorry, distracting. What do I hope people would remember? I think there's a lot of levity in like the flashback sequences that I hope people can kind of remember. I think that it's very easy to not like Xavier in this show. I mean, I think he's positioned as the villain a lot of the time, but I think that if you really search for them, there's a lot of moments where he has like a vulnerability and a kindness, and I hope that kind of shines through.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 episodes that I watched, like your character, like there's part of him that he wants people to like him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we get that feel from as Xavier. So yeah, so we have 8 episodes premiere. What's the exact date that it's coming out? March
9th.
March 9th. So we're a few days away from that. Family and friends, how excited are they to see you on the screen?
Oh, they're really excited. I mean, I feel like they're all really supportive. I'm interested to see, because especially with friends, like sometimes they poke fun, and but that's all part of the process, I guess. I can't wait for everyone to see it. I know my My sisters are really excited, and my girlfriend just came with me to the premiere event that we had, and she's super excited and proud, I think.
That's awesome. Spencer, you got anything else coming up next that you want viewers and listeners to look out for that you're allowed to talk about?
Nothing at the moment. I mean, one thing that we're doing is me, Nick, and Sarah and Peyton from the show are all making this little like YouTube short video. That's all. It's very meta. It's all about like a press junket, and I'm playing like uh, a studio executive who's like got a couple screws loose. So we're shooting that like in like a week. I'm really excited for that, just because it's been a little while since I've seen them all and gotten to do act with them. So
Right. That's awesome. Spencer, now how can the viewers and listeners find you on social media, keep up with you with hopefully more episodes, more projects?
yeah, I'm kind of just an Instagram guy. I'm J Spencer Mac on Instagram. And I sincerely can't wait for the water cooler conversations that are gonna unfold over the next few weeks about this show.
Right. Spencer, this was great. Thank you for giving us today.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.